Hey guys, what's going on? Brofessor here, and today I'm coming at you with another LEGO Star Wars review video. Today we're going to be checking out the LEGO Star Wars Slave One from 2006. As always, if you do enjoy, don't forget to go down there and hit that like button, and if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into this one. This set was given set number 6209. Like I said, it came out in 2006, retailing for $50 with 537 pieces and 5 minifigures. As most of you guys probably know, last week, the 21st of May, was the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, and so because of that, I decided to do a Lego set, or a review of a Lego set that is related to that movie. Obviously, Slave One featured prominently in there, as well as Boba Fett. But yeah, with that all out of the way, let's check out the minifigures. Starting off here with the most basic minifigure, this is the old Han Solo and Carbonite piece. This is just one large black brick that has this Han Solo Carbonite kind of printed right on there. This set does not come with a Han Solo minifigure, unlike some of the more recent Slave ones and everything like that. Nothing on the back, and then this little attachment up top that allows it to be put in the Slave one. But yeah, this one came in the first two Slave ones, the one from 2000 and this one in 2006. The new piece is definitely much better, but yeah, this is technically considered a minifigure in this set. Next, we'll move on to Dengar, one of the 3 bounty hunters included in this one. This is, I believe, the first Dengar minifigure that LEGO ever released. It is very nice, obviously being 2006, no leg printing there, but the chest printing is pretty nice, showing some of that armor right there. His weapon is actually, I believe that is supposed to be a camera piece with a stud attached onto the end, so a very creative use of that piece for the time. Underneath this, what is I believe to be a ninja hood piece, actually. Obviously very commonly used in Ninjago nowadays. This white hood piece kind of act as his, what a lot of people like to call his toilet paper wrappings around his head. And then underneath that is a very basic face printing right there, just 2 dots and a smiley face for Dengar. Moving on to the next bounty hunter, this is supposed to be IG-88. Once again, very simple. Not a ton of improvements have even been made on this since 2006, but this is basically just all of the regular battle droid pieces recolored to be this kind of silvery metallic color. You have your regular battle droid legs, arms, and body. You have your bullhorn with the stud blaster right there, and then this is a brick-built head, I guess you could say. It has 4 pieces, but really there's not a ton going on there. But aside from the head, everything else here is just a regular battle droid body, so not a ton going on with IG-88. Next up is the Bespin Guard, who also I think looks very nice. Once again, no leg printing. The chest printing is very basic, but I do like the little gold lining that they used on there. Has the exact same face as Dengar with the 2 dots in the mouth, obviously just different skin color. And then this very nice light blue cap. And then he also actually does have some arm printing here that shows his sleeves not going all the way down to where his hands are. You can see some of the darker skin color riding up on those arms. This is not something that I actually knew was included in this set when I had purchased it off of eBay. I got this off eBay a couple months ago. So that was very cool, something that when I got this set I did not know that this minifigure had, but this minifigure actually does have some arm printing. And then last but not least, of course, you have Boba Fett here in his Slave One. Once again, no leg printing, the chest printing, just like all of these early versions of Boba Fett. They're very basic, what kind of gets across the Mandalorian armor feel. And then he has his helmet jetpack combo piece right here, where it all connects and goes over top this black head. Nothing going on the back. But yeah, very basic early Boba Fett minifigure right there. But yeah, that is the 5 minifigures included in this one, so let's check out the Slave One. Alright guys, before I start talking about the actual Slave One, I did briefly mention that I got this off of eBay a couple of months ago. I actually paid $45 for this, used with the minifigures, so I'm really happy about the price that I ended up getting this for. Usually used goes for around $70–80, but really great deal, and $45, and so once I saw that, definitely made sure that I was going to pick this one up. But with that out of the way, let's jump straight into it, starting to talk about the Slave 1 itself. Just before I get into talking about the features and such, I just want to talk about the design and the coloration, because I definitely think this is one of the weaker ones in terms of the coloration. In terms of design, I'll talk about that because I have less to say about this. I think the design is fine. It is a little rough, obviously, being only the second Boba Fett Slave 1 they've made, and the first one was extremely bad, so this is the first, like, really decent one that they had, in my opinion. And so I think they did an okay job. Obviously, it has been improved over the years, but this was definitely a nice baseline to kind of start the Slave 1 model with, and I think they did a very good job with that. But in terms of coloration, I think it is a little bit off. There's not nearly enough green on here, in my opinion. There's quite a bit right here around the cockpit area, and there is that on the other side, as you can see right there. But when it comes to this area right here, there's a couple like strips of green, but otherwise it's basically all just gray, and I really think that this could have been improved tremendously if they just incorporated more green on there. A lot of the newer Slave 1 models have done that, and I think they are much better because of it. And then right around here with these brown pieces at the bottom, I think that just like a lot of the newer Slave 1 models have done, they've made it more of a reddish brown color, and I definitely prefer that to this straight up brown. With all this brown and gray on here, this set does look very blah, and then this kind of weird tan color on the like wings here does make it look very interesting in terms of the coloration. But with that all the way, start talking about the actual features that come with this set. I'll leave all the hidden weaponry and such for last. We'll start off with the Han Solo and Carbonite functionality right here. You have this little hatch that you can move down. You can insert your Han Solo and Carbonite right into there, and then you can lift this hatch up, and then your Han Solo and Carbonite is locked in there. You can fly it around. It's not going to fall out, as you can see right here. It's pretty locked in there. And then obviously you can move this right back down and then take it out if you would want to do so. Also, you can move this thing with your hand like I showed you, or as you can see right here, this lever can also move the hatch up and down just like that. So there are two ways to move that hatch right there. That'll allow you to store your Han Solo and Carbonite. Otherwise, in terms of functions, you have the cockpit piece right here, which can be taken right off, and then as you can see, you have your seat right here, the 4 studs where you can sit your Boba Fett, which also rotates with the wings. It's all connected just like that. And then obviously, speaking of the wings, you can see right here, just like all the other Slave 1s, depending on the orientation that you're holding it with, the wings will rotate to make it seem as though it's flying, or if it's landed just like this. Very nice functionality right there, something that was much improved upon from the 2000 Slave 1. And then you just put this cockpit piece right back on there like that. But otherwise, there isn't a ton going on aside from the extra weaponry. There are these little cabinets right here where you can kind of put stuff in if you want to. There's one on each side. You can open those up. Nothing comes inside them to start with, but if you want to put something in there, you can. There are also these little hatches right here, which also open up on this section, and they store some extra blasters, I believe. This side does. I don't entirely know what the other side has. The other side does also have a blaster, you can see in there, but it has the bullhorn and then a little piece to attach to the end to make it look more like a blaster. And like I said, there is that included on the other side as well. You open up this little hatch, you can fold that little piece out, and as you can see, there's once again a bullhorn with a blaster extension piece. But yeah, otherwise, we'll start talking about the weaponry. I'll start out with the least interesting part, the twin turbo lasers here up at the front. Just like all the other Slave 1s, they can rotate 360 degrees. Over here it does get a little tight, but you can make it all the way around. Obviously, I don't know that you'd want to be pointing it towards the ship, so most of the time you'll probably be keeping it anywhere from this direction, but they can move 360 degrees if that's something that you want to. Excuse me. Right down here by the Han Solo and Carbonite hatch, it's kind of difficult to see because of the bad lighting, but there's a little hole right here, sticking my finger in it, where you put a white headpiece, and then you can actually lift this up right back here, which drops that piece right there, similar to how you might drop a bomb. This can move up and down. Sorry about the cut there, but yeah, just like I was saying, this piece can move up and down. You have the white headpiece in there, and it can be dropped just like a bomb. Moving on to the next section, you have these 2 panels, one on each side, which are a little bit difficult to open up and get open. So there's one right there on that side, and then, like I said, kind of difficult to actually open up, like get your fingers underneath or anything, just like that, but then once you do, it is opening up just like that. And then on each side, there is a missile that can be moved out, and you can't see it. There's a missile that can be moved out on each side just like that, and then it can be taken out and shot off like a missile on its own if you want to, or you could just kind of act as though it's like shooting something out. But yeah, that is in there, and then you just close that right back up just like that. And I actually think my other missile fell into the Han Solo and Carbonite section, so we'll show how that goes right back on just like that, and then you move it in, and then you can actually push that right back down. Oh, this is actually falling apart as we speak. Like I said, not exactly the most functional part of this set. It is a little bit difficult to open and close, and as you can see, it is breaking, but there we go, we got it fixed right back up. And then really the last kind of hidden weaponry section is right here. These two flaps open just like that, and then similar to how there is a little handle on here that on this side that controls how well this little thing can go up and down. There's another one over here on this side which actually shoots out this like giant dart looking thing. So I'll actually shoot it at the wall. I'll kind of show you if I can get the arrow in here, or the lever in here. So this lever right here, you're going to move this forward, and then it's going to fire that out. It does look a little weak, and I actually don't know how strong this thing is. Like, I don't know if you can get it to really fire off or what. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's working too great right now. But that is another thing that this set comes with, is that ability to be able to shoot off this giant dart, just like that, by opening up this little hatch right here. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this one. As always, if you did enjoy, don't forget to go down there and hit that like button. And if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.